We got Albert Morales back here on the program, who's going to be taking on James Barnes at Golden Boy Liddell versus Ortiz 3 on November 24th. Albert, what's going on, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing amazing, bro. I'm happy that we're at the month of the fight. I'm only a few weeks out, dude. Nothing can get better right now.
Yeah, how did this all come together, being part of this historical card the Golden Boy's putting on? This is a pretty big deal.
Honestly, dude, it's the guys behind the scenes. Team Iridium. Well, they're not so behind the scenes anymore, man. But Team Iridium, dude, Jason House, Jeremy Luchow, and Jacob Praga. Those guys are just constantly grinding for me. So they made it happen. Um, dude, it's been hell trying to find a fight after the UFC. So I'm just glad we've had a couple opponents, we've had a couple promotions, but Golden Boy's stuck. And as of right now, we still got this fight going down, man.
No, it's a great opportunity here, and I got to know. You mentioned the UFC release. Were there any other offers from promotions? Because I imagine an exciting bantamweight fighter like yourself would be in demand.
I would assume so too. But we had a lot of a little bit of a couple of promotions were talking, but it was just talk. It wasn't really any action. I was ready to fight. Immediately afterwards, man. I'm trying to get back to the big show. I want to be known as one of the best bantamweights. So. I was trying to get back, but there was a lot of talk. No, oh shoot, my bad. A lot of talk, but nothing ever happened.
Okay, fair enough. How did you find out you were released? In terms of you getting cut.
Well, through my manager, I found out a lot. I found out in May. Well, I officially got my papers in May, but I thought I was gonna get released as soon as I lost the fight. That was the realistic thing. I told Jason, "Hey, man, we're probably gonna get cut. Let's get on Bellator. Let's get on whatever we need to do to get wins, so we can get right back here." There was I didn't want any time to waste. But I finally got my contract, my release papers in May, but it didn't get announced till two or 3 months after that. So I knew I was released around May.
Okay, fair enough. And big news, of course, you're wearing the gear there. You linked up with Terphouse. How did this all come together?
Same thing, man. Those guys, the guys behind the scenes, dude. And I'm so thankful that they did, man, because Terphouse has been nothing but amazing, man. They sent us good products. They came out there. They actually did the promo for us. Brett, you said Brandon's always freaking hitting me up on social media, asking me how I'm doing, how's my camp going. So it's more than just I would say a sponsor. They're kind of becoming, well, they are part of the team, and they're becoming family at this point.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Now, what are you using for recovery? Because, oftentimes when we talk about training camp, we don't talk about those bumps and bruises you get every day in camp. What's sort of your go-to stuff?
Well, the two go-to things are the CBD drops and then the lotion. Dude, it's funny because as soon as I got the contract for my original opponent, which was Kleber Luciano, that same week I suffered a pinched nerve from hell. Literally, I had to take a whole week off of training, a whole week off of work. I had to find a position to lay down in, and it was I couldn't drive. There was nothing I could do. It was hell. And literally having my wife just massage my spot with the CBD lotions, taking those CBD drops. I still take them to this day. Because it helps. I found out that pinched nerve is in inflamed. Something's inflamed. It's causing that pinched nerve. And luckily I had just gotten a package from Terphouse, and it's all about anti-inflammation and stuff like that. So I truly believe the drops really helped out, and constant massaging with those CBD lotion. Those were the two that I used the most.
Let's talk about James Barnes, 10-3 record. How do you feel like you match up against him?
Amazingly, man. I honestly, I feel like I'm a bad matchup for any fighter because I can go anywhere it goes. But the reason why it's just such a bad matchup for him right now is because, dude, I've been gone for 6 months, but I haven't been gone. I've been a part of 3 training camps. I've been part of two of Shaman's, Shaman Moraes, who's actually fighting this tomorrow in New York. And I was a part of Bubba Jenkins' Brave fight camp. And so I don't know if you know who Bubba Jenkins is, but arguably one of the
interviewed him a couple weeks ago.
wrestlers.
Great personality. I must say, he's going to be carrying that Brave belt pretty well.
Yeah, he loves it, dude. He needs to be a champ. He's got that champion mentality. and he pushes it, man. And we just all pushed each other for these past 3 camps. So I was hoping, being in camp with them, some short notice fight would happen. I was staying on weight, but nothing popped up. We were waiting for LFA, we were waiting for Bellator, we were waiting for a lot of shows. That just didn't happen. But I wasn't sitting back. I wasn't chilling out. I was constantly upgrading the software and the hardware. And now I just feel like a matured fighter, man. I'm ready to just get back into the big show. That's all.
Who have been some of your main training partners for this camp?
Those two right off the top, right? Because it's been I feel like a 6 or 7 month camp that I've been in. I got my friend Drake. He's a teammate at Black House. His last name is slipping me. I got Tyler O'Farrell. Pretty much everybody at Black House, man, because we just circle around and just keep beating each other up. There's no easy rounds at Black House, especially right now. Guys like Travis Williams, Ramon Todorovic, Josiah Dobie at Elite Training Center. I've been working with them once a week, and we've been just picking at software, like just picking at the mental part of fighting. Those guys have been helping me out tremendously. And then everybody at Carlson Gracie, dude, always kicking my butt, always pushing me past my limits and taking me to the deep waters and having to find my way out of them.
What about the weight cut? When does that start for you?
The weight's good. I guess the only time I start really cutting weight is 4 days before the fight. That's when I kind of just
I was remembering if you cut. You don't cut a lot of weight, right?
I don't really cut too much. I tend to diet down to around 45. I've been walking around 48 right now. I diet down to around 45, and then once I'm around there, I start to cut down a little bit about the week of the fight, and hopefully I cut 7 to 5 pounds and easy money and get to fight the next day.
Who's going to be in your corner for this fight?
Oh, that's going to be a good one. This is the first time me and Coach James Teal actually had split part ways. Nothing bad. We're still friends. I still consider him a father figure, but we're not training together anymore. So I'm actually going to have a whole new corner, which is actually, almost new. I'm Coach Kenny Johnson and Professor Andre Vasconcelos. Those guys are staples in my corner. But my new I have a new striking coach. His name is Coach Dr. Park. Jason Park, and he trains out of Boxing Works, and he's been helping me out with mechanics and stuff like that. Originally he was it's funny thing is he was my my rehab guy. Every time he would do my cuppings and stuff like that. But he also is a Muay Thai fighter, or was a Muay Thai fighter / Muay Thai coach. He trains Anderson Silva, Cleo Roundtree. Those are just to name a few. Trains with oh my God, the Soul Assassin, Kevin Ross. So there's a lot of great fighters that train with him, and so I was like, you know what, let me give it a shot. And after that, it worked perfectly. He's a great coach, a great person. He's like my brother, big brother. So he's the new guy, part of the team. I also been working with a Brazilian samurai, Juan Gomez at Black House. He's our new striking coach there. But yeah, dude, the 3 guys in the corner are going to be Coach Kenny Johnson, Andre Vasconcelos, and Dr. Park.
How do you see this fight unfolding on November 24th?
First round finish, first round knockout, 100%.
Okay, I like 100%. That.
Yeah.
Lots changed since you were in the UFC last earlier this year. We have Demetrius Johnson now going to one championship. What was your reaction when you heard that news?
Oh man, it's a scary thing and a good thing. It's a great thing because Demetrius Johnson needs to go where he needs to be appreciated. He's in my opinion, other than Anderson Silva, the greatest fighter of all time. No one has done what he has done, and I don't think anybody will ever do that in the flyweight division, let alone any division. And for us to lose him like that, I think it's kind of BS. I feel like he was very unappreciated and kind of sucks. It's scary because he's, like I said, arguably the greatest fighter of all time, and for the UFC to give him up that fast, it kind of sucks. You give guys and I'm not shitting on anybody, but you give guys like Cody Garbrandt immediate rematches, and you won't give Stipe Miocic an immediate rematch. You won't give Demetrius Johnson or give him the time to get his rematch. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not fair. And I'm not bashing the UFC. There's a lot of things that we don't see that go behind the scenes and stuff like that. And maybe Demetrius Johnson wanted to leave. Who knows?
Well,
But
I was
it's
going to
just
mention that. I'll just interject real quick. From what he says, basically, he felt like he beat Cejudo, so he felt like there was, that chapter was closed, and there really wasn't any challengers sort of in the wings. So he just felt that going to one where Matt Hume, his coach, does a lot of work for, that there'd be more lucrative opportunities there. So I think that played into it as well, as far as Ben Askren coming to the UFC and him going to one.
it's definitely cool to see Ben Askren in the UFC though. That's it's you know what, like, and when I first saw the thing, like, before I got into the deep, like, oh, that sucks, why are they doing that Demetrius Johnson like that, I was so pumped because, like, it's pretty cool that there's a trade. And what that opens up, like, when I start thinking about that, is because I've been thinking for a while. It's just, if there's a trade there, then what about a cross promotion? What about, like, Bellator versus UFC kind of fight? Like, what if, like, there's a lot of things that can happen with that. Like, to see that two organizations kind of came together to come up with a deal, I think that opens up doors and for other big things to happen.
Well, on that same note, and this is going to be my last question. It sounds like Demetrius Johnson's going to fight at bantamweight because one doesn't have a flyweight division. Is that something that would interest you? Because when I was thinking of free agents, as far as bantamweights that would want to go over to one, because one's not just going to stay with who they have. They have Bibiano Fernandez. He's not going to fight DJ because they're friends and training partners. So that leaves the door open to one bringing in more free agents. Is one championship something you'd be interested in?
I never thought about that, honestly. It's it's definitely now that you say that, man. It'd be cool. It'd be cool. It'd be a dream come true to fight Demetrius Johnson. You know what I mean? I'm thinking the biggest. I'm trying to be the champion wherever I'm at, and so Demetrius Johnson's there. It'd be awesome to fight Demetrius Johnson. So yeah, that would be. Dang, I never thought about that. But yeah.
Well, and the other thing too is, like, and I'm sure people already know this, but just to clarify, I mean, this is just like a one fight deal with Golden Boy. You're technically a free agent right now.
Definitely, 100%. I'm ready. I'm trying to line up the fight after this. I know Bellator's coming back to the forum. I'm actually, like, I'm looking at one fight contracts as of right now until someone shoots something that's a little bit better, something that can kind of project me in the right direction for my future and works best for my family. But as of right now, I'm cool with these one fight contracts till I get the big show, till I get a bigger show, fat contract. Yeah.
That's a smart move, and this is going to be a great fight. It's coming up here November 24th. It is Liddell versus Ortiz 3. Albert, always good catching up with you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you again, man. First of all, shout out to you as always, bro. Like, this, your show is awesome. It's blowing up as it should be, and honestly, man, it makes, like, fighters, young fighters too. You know what I mean? Like, we just feel like we're somebody when we get interviewed, man. And so I'm super thankful for you, man. Seriously. Sponsors, right? I have 3 big sponsors for this camp. No Reason, Terphouse, and Want versus Need. I actually started working with Macro Nutrition or Naturals. Sorry, I'm butchering you guys out, but I'm going to start getting that better in my promo. We just finished off the deal yesterday. So they're going to be helping me with my supplements and stuff like that. So, teams, Black House, Carlson Gracie, Boxing Works, and Standout Performance. Those are my 4 teams that have been getting me prepared for more than just this fight, man. These guys have been with me forever, man, and I appreciate them greatly. My friends and family, my best friend Anthony Rideau, my wife Vanessa, my mom, and everybody. I'm sorry I can't call everybody out, man, because the list is way too long. But thank everybody. Thank you, Team Warrior, and let's go out there and show these guys what's up. Rock your Warrior gear, walk your Terphouse gear, and go out there and get this first round finish and watch Chuck Liddell smash Tito Ortiz again.